You are snared by the words of your mouth. Proverbs 6. Yes, I'm taking it there today, folks. We are going to be talking about the self-talk and how it's important for us to make sure that we speak positivity in our lives.
Manifest mindset with me.
Hello and welcome to Manifest Mindset by Affirm Afform Attract. Your place to come to when you need tips and advice when manifesting. We are an affirmation channel and you can find all our affirmation videos on YouTube. Hello and welcome back to Manifest Mindset. How you all doing? I hope you are doing well. Now I'm going to get straight into it and I'm going to be talking to you about the self-talk, the negative self-talk that we do. When things don't go our way, our life sucks and we're talentless and I'm ugly and I'm fat and I'm too skinny and I'm worthless and I'm useless and nothing ever goes my way. We've all had those thoughts and we've all spoken them out. When things are not working for us, when life just seems so dull and grey and it feels as though nothing is working out for us, we go straight to the default button of negativity. We think them, and worst of all, we actually speak it out. We speak things out into the universe and then it comes back and hit us, and then we sit there and we're like, I knew it. I knew that I'm not talented. I knew things won't work out for me. I knew things will go wrong. Why did you know that? But that's what you're putting out there. That is what you're telling. Like they say, imagine the world is your mirror. You speak it, it's going to come back to you. If you keep speaking it, it's going to keep coming back to you. So you have to change how you speak. Now, I know it's not easy. I know we've had down days and low days, and you're starting your business and no clients or customers are coming. You've got a YouTube channel and the subscribers are just not coming. It's low. You've got a podcast and things are not happening, and you're trying to sell these merchandise, and that's not, I get it. Like, you know, we've all been there. And the most easiest thing to do is to feel sorry for ourselves. The easiest thing to do is to push ourselves down, to stamp on our own necks and shout at our own selves in a very negative way. If any of our friends were doing that, we'll pull them up, we'll comfort them, and we hopefully feed them some words of wisdom and kindness and empathy and sympathy. But for some reason, we can't afford those same words to ourselves. Why do you think that we deserve to hit ourselves over and over and over again? Like that's going to help. It's not going to help. All it's going to do is just make sure that your future self is going to be miserable. It's going to remain talentless and fat or skinny or untalented and can't hold down a relationship and can't hold down friendships. It's so important that we make sure that we speak life into ourselves so we can manifest what we want. I mean, we question, why am I struggling? Why am I struggling with manifestation? Maybe because you don't love yourself. Maybe because you're not talking good to yourself. It could be a number of things, but maybe that's one of them. And every time you speak negativity on yourself, why would you expect positive outcomes to come to your life? You're talentless, right? You're useless, right? Opportunities don't come, right? No breaks come to you. So then what are you manifesting? You can say all the affirmations you like. But then if you're feeling really, really rubbish and you're trying to affirm, you might get some little bits might slip through the cracks. But you want that nice, successful, constant flow of abundance of what you're trying to manifest. And speaking negatively isn't the way. What we technically are doing is that we're speaking defeat over our life instead of victory. We're putting ourselves down. It's almost like we're ensuring that we don't get to where we want to be. Maybe there's a fear there. Maybe we don't really believe we're going to get like that. So if we kind of condition ourselves to think like that and it doesn't happen, it will hurt less. There'll be less pain. No, my dears, it won't hurt less. There'll be such huge pain. And sometimes there's so many avenues where you can go down. You can end up being bitter, jealous, end up being someone that you never in a million years thought that you will become, simply because of the way you speak about yourself. When things don't go right in our lives, again, we lash out. It's just natural. But instead of using the words to change the situation, we use the words to defeat us, to destroy us. So, for example, something's come along. This happened to me many times. And it's an opportunity, no matter how small or big, it's an opportunity. And you're really happy, you're really excited. And then something happens or it doesn't happen. And that opportunity is no longer on the table, whether someone flaked or whatever it is. And I get that sometimes we are literally just on the line of just giving up. And when things like that happen, we either just find that extra strength and move on, or we kind of give in, and then it's just like, why is it that every time an opportunity presents itself, it never works out? Why is it? Like, why does my life suck so much? I've got such a sucky life. We think it, we say it, we profess it, and then it's delivered to us on a golden platter with lovely, juicy grapes. And the only person we can blame is ourselves. We can't blame anybody else. And what we really need to do when opportunity comes knocking or something comes knocking and it doesn't work out, say, oh, it doesn't matter, because I know that opportunity was probably not for me. There's a better opportunity waiting for me, and I am prepared. I know I've said this many times. It's easier said than done, but who cares? That's what you got to do. If you ask me how to make a lemon cake and I give you all the ingredients and all you want to use is apple instead of the lemons, I'll be like, well, you're not going to get a lemon cake. And you're like, yeah, I am. I'm determined. Like, no, you're not going to get a lemon cake. You're going to get an apple cake, but you're not going to get a lemon cake. It's exactly the same thing with your life. We can sit down, complain, make excuses. That's fine. You can do that. But guess what? You're still going to end up living the same life that you do not want. Don't let your words destroy you. Let there be victory in your future. You want victory, you want sales, you want to be a YouTube star, you want to be a good actress, singer, a writer, footballer, CEO of a company. You want to have the most spoke about charity, whatever it is that you want, you have to speak victory. It's almost like you have to see the ending. See that you have won at the end. And if you live in the end, it's called living in the end. Neville Goddard talks about it quite a lot. You've already got it. It doesn't mean that it's going to be plain, smooth sailing from... No, life don't work like that. Come on now. We know life don't work like that. But if you fast forward and say, you know what? That victory is mine. That business is mine. That relationship is mine. That friendship is mine. And then all you got to do is walk towards it. And every time something comes along to try and drag you down, you say, I got this. Now, what do I need to do to solve this problem? Because I know I'm good at solving problems. I know things are always working out for me. Why? Because they just do. Things work out for me because I say it works out for me. These are the times that we speak out and say, do you know what? I'm getting that promotion. And guess what? If you do not get that promotion, it's because something is better out there for you. And you have to believe it. When you're feeling low, I don't want to hear that something's better. I wanted this promotion. But listen, if someone says to you, yeah, if you get this promotion, it's going to be really, really good. You're going to get these benefits, that benefits, and all of that. However, 3 months down the line, you're going to get 10 times more benefit, 10 times more pay, 10 times more benefits, and all the rewards that's going to come with this promotion. You're going to tell me that you won't stick it out for 3 months? Now, I know the worry, the unsettling part is knowing when. It's the when, isn't it, really? Yeah, let's face it. Most of the time, it's the when. Is it going to happen today, tomorrow, next week, next year? It's the when. That's what really kind of throws us off our game, gets us into that negative state. But just know that you already have it and that it's coming. And I think that's so important. If you know you have it, you won't mind waiting. Because no matter what life throws at you, you know that things are going to work out exactly how you want it to work out, if not better. Now, I spoke just to touch on the negative and the difference between the thoughts when you think negative thoughts, we all do, and when you say it out loud. And why, when you say it out loud, it's a little bit more problematic. And here's why: because when you speak it out loud, you give it life. There's some life when you think it, and you stay in that thought process. Eventually, it will come into reality. But there's something about when you speak it out loud, it's almost like you are declaring it to be true. See, thoughts can be thoughts, and it's almost like you can still be like, it's in your imagination, play around, it's not real. Yeah, there's still that little small percentage that could be that. But when you actually speak it, hey, it's a whole new ball game. Because you are declaring whatever negativity that's in your head, you're declaring it on your life. Every time you speak on yourself that isn't good, you are giving it life. So when it manifests in a few days, weeks, months, or even years, how many times we sit there and we say, how did we get here? How did we get there? I tell you how we get here. Things don't work out. And sometimes we spend the time and we deal with those things, and we're still fresh, we're young, whatever, and it doesn't bother you. You've had less upheaval in your life. Some of us, not everybody. Some of us may get to a certain stage sooner than others. And then after a while, sometimes things start to take its toll. And slowly, without realizing it, you start to give up. You start to just have little negative talks to yourself. And it will come and it might go. They might be fleeting. But if you don't catch yourself, no matter how early or late in stage, to try and change the way you think by breathing life into yourself with positive words, you're going to start living a life that you do not want. And yeah, you might even manifest some things, but then there's going to be a lot of aspects of your life you're just going to be unhappy. Unhappy relationships, unhappy friendships, unhappy work environments, even unhappy business. Because sometimes what happens is think of it this way. You might have some things that are going okay for you or going great for you, but you're unhappy. Because you're always saying, you find something negative in the moment or for that time. You look back on your life and you think, I've made the money, I've got the great partner, I'm happily married, I'm just unhappy. What conversations are you having to yourself? What are you telling yourself? If you're someone who always critiques yourself, and when I mean critique, I'm not talking about in a good way, like, this is where you can improve or prove on this and that. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about who is criticizing yourself. I could have done better. That wasn't that good. I should have sang this that way, or I should have written it that way, or I should have tweaked it that way, or I should have designed it that way. It's rubbish. I didn't have a good day today because I didn't do A, B, C, and D. I didn't have a good day today because I didn't get to do. We all do it. I'm with my friends texting, I had a shit day today. I only managed to make 3 videos and a podcast, and that's it. And I wanted to do so much more, and I procrastinated a lot in between. If I procrastinated less, then I would have been able to do more work. I do it all the time. I do stop myself. And my friend says, hey, you've done quite a bit of work. And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Because there's days when I don't do anything at all. Yeah? You have to self-correct. You have to self-monitor. Doesn't mean, like I said, over and over again, doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. But now I've put this message in your head. Check yourself. Check your well-being. Check your thinking. Your thoughts, you're going to have negative thoughts. Fine. But speak life into your life. So if you have a negative thought, instead of speaking the negative thought out loud, give life to something better. Promotions are always on their way to me. Those clients and customers, hey, they can't help but stop by my website or stop by my shop and buy stuff from me. People are constantly finding my channel and subscribing to my channel. They love my content. Whatever it is that you need to speak life into it. Now I'm going to tell you a little something. It's not my story. It's, what I pick up. I love to share stuff on the interweb. Some of you may know Steve Harvey. He's a host on his own show, and he was a comedian, etc. And he told this story. Now, I'm not going to go into detail because I can't remember the details of it, so I'm going to give a brief outline so you understand what I'm saying. He was saying there's a time in his life, feeling a bit low, whatever. And a friend will call him at a certain time every morning and say, "Hey, Steve, how you doing, brother? How are you?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I'm all right, whatever. Oh, that's good. Have a good day now." And then he would hang up, right? And he said he would do that for, I don't know, I think many months and stuff. And he used to just think, why is this brother here always calling me all cheerful and I feel like basically rubbish? And there was a moment, again, if you can find that clip, go and watch it. It's enlightening. And he decided to change the way he presented himself. So when his friend called him, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm good. How are you? I'm feeling amazing." And he said when he did that and started to do that on a regular basis, it changed everything. He got out of bed. He was no longer miserable throughout the day. His whole being, his whole essence changed. And that's exactly the same when we talk rubbish about ourselves. There's a point in our lives where you need to stop and say, "Do you know what? I've had enough of my own nonsense. I'm going to go and make changes. I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to say, get up. This is a great day." Even if you end up putting your head back down, picking up your phone and feeling miserable. Because if you keep repeating it, eventually you'll be forced to have that great day. Because you keep saying it. It might take a day or two, a week, or even a month. But if you find something that's joyous, start in the morning. It's always in the morning. You start in the morning, you get up, you give praise, you give thanks. Have gratitude for what you have. And be thankful for the things that are coming to you. And you say, "You know what, I'm going to have a great day today because today's amazing. I get another chance to work on my business. I get another chance to go to work and earn some money. I got another chance to write down some ideas and to start a business." You talk that self-talk. You're speaking live and you say it aloud. You're going in the bathroom or in the kitchen when you're making your breakfast. Just say it. It doesn't matter if you sound silly in front of your family. Just say it and keep speaking life. And the other story when I was listening to it was Joel Olston, which was the inspiration for this podcast and a great reminder to me because I was someone who always, I can't sing. I don't have a good voice. Why does life always not work out for me? I work so hard and things just keep coming. It's constant. And again, life shows me what I've been thinking. And again, I'm going to give the very briefest of stories, but he done a sermon and another pastor said that was really amazing. It was really good. And he said, "How do you think?" Because, I did amazingly. I did. And Joel Olsen responded, "Yeah, I done a really good sermon. I really enjoyed it, blah, blah, blah." Whether it was or not, that's what he spoke. And then fast forward, the pastor, I only watched it today now. I can't remember. But the pastor basically said to Joel that he was inspired by him. He said, because when he does his sermon, he'd always be like, "Oh, that wasn't that great. That's not good." He would always critique himself in a very negative way. And so he never had a good time doing what he was doing because he spent most of it just criticizing himself. Instead of just saying, "Oh, that was a good sermon." I mean, you can always look back and say, "Oh, this is what I can improve on." There's nothing wrong with that because that's how we grow. That's how we get better. But there's a difference between doing that and constantly criticizing and finding the worst in everything. Now this brings me back to when I used to do singing lessons in a group set, and it was one of those courses that were for adults. I wasn't working, my son was young. I've always wanted to try and do singing, so I went there. And the teacher would get us to sing on our own. and she will get you to say what you think about what you just sang. And I will reel off all the negative rubbish, and not just me, people in the class, what we didn't like, what we didn't like, what we didn't like. And she stopped us there, and she was just like, nah. What you need to do is talk about the stuff you did well. And if you can't find anything that you did well, just say the stuff that you can improve on. So, for example, you know what? It was a bit hard for the high note, but I know I can do better. And you talk about it in a different way, how you present it to yourself. Yeah? Because we have a habit of coming down hard. Oh, I should have done better. Because I used to think that if I was hard on myself, and I'm sure some of you might share this, that it might help me be better. Because I didn't want to be someone who you know, when you get some people who are the other extreme, they're so delusional about their about their life. You kind of envy them in one way, but they're so delusional that they never improve because they keep saying to themselves that what they're doing is good and it's okay and all the rest of it, instead of saying that, but look for the areas that they can improve. And so I used to be one of those people in where I just think, yeah, be hard on yourself, be hard, whip yourself with your words, because then it doesn't. To a degree, to some small percentage, it might do, but overall in the long run, it didn't help. It didn't help at all. And instead of just saying, okay, right, this is what you've done, but this is where you can improve, this is what you can change, this is what will make it better. I wasn't doing that. So I was basically speaking devastation over my life. And it kind of makes sense to when I find myself in a situation, I'm like, well, why isn't this happening for me? I work hard. I'm always willing to, I try new things. I go on YouTube. I listen to other people. I implement not all the stuff, but some of the stuff. And why is my life not working out? Why is this happening? Why isn't there money in my bank? Why isn't it this? Because I spent a lifetime critiquing myself and beating myself up. Part of it, that's not solely it, but that's part of it. With a lot of other things that goes into manifesting the life that you want. And I mean a proper constant manifestation. I'm not talking about, I'm so sorry. Someone is calling me. Who's that? Oh, it's a group call. I can't take that now. Sorry. It's just a group called my choir there. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Yes, so I was to beat myself up, and it doesn't help. Instead of giving myself positive critique so I can improve. And listening to that story by Joel Olsen, I think, you know what, that's so true. That was so me. I was like the priest, kind of like the priest. Even though in the past year or so, I do big myself up, my son laughs at me all the time. I was like, I'm amazing. I'm just brilliant. You know, I look back at my work. I look at my videos. I listen to my podcasts. I see all the design work I do. I see all the things that I've done in my life. And even though I haven't been what success looks like to me, I sit down and I say, oh, wow, you are amazing. You are so talented. You are multi-talented. You know, you are really good. And I kid you not, when I speak life over myself and I say out loud, I feel so good. Like, I feel absolutely amazing. Yeah, there's some things I can work on, some things I can do. But you know what? In contrast to when I have days when I beat myself up because I've been procrastinating here and I've been procrastinating here, and then I beat myself up because I've been procrastinating. If I didn't procrastinate, I would have got this done, I would have got that done. But when I just stop and I just praise for the work I have done, the stuff I have already done, the stuff I'm going to do, I feel so much better in myself. My spirit thanks me because my spirit feels uplifted. It feels as though that, yeah, this is good. Let's have more of this. Was when I'm negative on myself, it's like we don't want any more of this. And on some subconscious level, when you are working on whatever you're working on, you're trying to strive for your dreams and your goals, you're ultimately saying to your subconscious saying to you, like, no, let's not strive, because when we strive, we don't really get to where we want to get to, and it's just pants anyway. So let's just put another movie on. Let's just sulk. Let's just feel sorry for us. It's not going to allow you to push, because all you've kind of set the precedent that every time I work hard and I do well and I'm not satisfied, instead of critiquing in a positive way, I put myself down, I rubbish myself, I don't feel good. Your spirit says, I don't feel good. Your brain says, I don't feel good. Your heart says, I don't feel good. Your kidneys say you don't feel good. So therefore, what happens? You start setting a precedent for what your future is going to be like. You're going to start getting out of bed later. You're going to do jobs that you don't really do. You might come bitter. You might come hateful. You might be resentful. You might even shut yourself off from your family and friends because you feel so low. These things can happen. I'm not an expert, but there's a potential that these things can happen. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Remember, speak life over yourself. Yeah, you start having these thoughts and you're speaking out, just counteract them, please. Just say, no, I'm amazing, I'm talented, I do have best relationships, I can form good relationships with people. I am going to find my husband or my wife. Anyway, guys, on that note, you go and have a blessed and amazing day, week, and month. Don't forget to affirm for the life that you want. So keep being positive, keep speaking life into yourself, and I will be back another time. See you later.